Hello and welcome to C++ Weekly. This episode's going to be a little bit of a rant. Perhaps you might have been able to guess that based on the episode title. Be sure to stick around. I want to make a point here about passing pointers to functions. I've probably made this rant in a video before, but this is going to be a more refined version of the rant. This code is terribly unsafe. Today's episode is sponsored by JetBrains. CLion is a cross-platform JetBrains IDE for C and C++. It is ready for your projects out of the box and has everything you need to stay productive, focused, and in control. Deep language understanding with intelligent code assistance, comprehensive build system support, unit testing frameworks, advanced debugging, and embedded development. Use the code CPPWeeklyCLion to get 25% off when purchasing a new CLion subscription or renewing your existing one. I have received a pointer. I have absolutely no checks, no guarantees whatsoever that this pointer is valid. Generally speaking, in our world, we at least want to do something like check for null pointer. Now, I know if you work on an embedded device, it's entirely possible that the memory address 0 is perfectly valid. However, it's also a memory address that you're incredibly unlikely to use on a regular basis. I would think. Probably not using it all the time. You can pretend like you are. I don't know. Whatever. Null pointer is what we use as our go-to for an invalid memory address. Most of the time in C and C++. So some of you might be tempted to do things like assert that p does not equal null pointer. You could do that. I'm still going to put this in the category of this is horrible, don't do it. Because in a release build, that check is removed. You might also use a contract to require that p not be null. Look at this code. This code very clearly requires a not null pointer. So I'm going to do a quick rewrite that if I had something like this is different. This code currently makes a choice. So I'm not talking about this kind of code. I'm talking about code that is written to ever assume that you were passed a valid pointer, like this. You have stated a contract, something like, you see what I'm saying here? I'm guessing you have seen or you have written code like this, and I want you to take a step back. And something I've been trying to encourage us to do for the last year or so is really think about the type system. Think about how can I write my functions so they are hard to use wrong. And please, I hope you are yelling at your computer right now, telling me how I could theoretically use the type system to make it so this function is, obvious to the caller of the code that I'm not supposed to pass a null pointer. Go ahead, yell out the answer. How do I do it? Yes, thank you. I can make this an integer reference or a copy of an integer because that's cheaper than passing an integer by reference. And then I don't have to have a contract. I don't have to have a precondition. I have made it clear to the caller of my code that they must pass me a valid integer. That is my rant. I hope that this video had some meaning to you. I hope you can pass this around your organization and you all can have a conversation about what you're doing and how you are thinking about parameters as you pass them. I will make one quick adjustment to this video as well. If I am passing a unique pointer by const reference, like this, this is not a good use of unique pointer. This should arguably just be a raw pointer. because I cannot modify a const reference to unique pointer. And as we just discussed, that should actually not be a raw pointer. That should be a reference or a value. Same thing for shared pointer. If I find myself doing something like this, then I need to reconsider what I am doing and think, wait a minute, I am still expecting a not null shared pointer. Yes, it is absolutely possible to default construct a shared pointer, a unique pointer that is null and would be invalid. So what do? You don't pass the thing by shared pointer or unique pointer or raw pointer. You pass the thing by value or by reference. All right, have fun discussing this in your work today. Thank you for watching C++ Weekly. Be sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later.